Overseas, growing concerns of the United States-Iran proxy war in Yemen. Iran now deploying warships to the Gulf of Aden, one of the most important shipping routes in the world. And this move comes just days after the U.S. retaliated against Houthi rebels in Yemen who had fired missiles at a U.S. Navy ship. Leland Vittert is live at the White House with more on this story. Leland?
Well, good morning, Greg. If anything, the White House is really trying to downplay the latest U.S. military actions and say they don't want to speculate on what that Iranian ship might do when it shows up. But just take a look at the map and realize exactly how much firepower is going to be in a very small area. In Arabic, they call it the Gate of Tears. On the map there, it is the Strait of Mandeb, only about 20 miles across, that leads to the Suez Canal. Obviously, the U.S. warships are there. Add that to the Russians, the Chinese who are there, and now this Iranian Navy vessel as well. The Iranians' move comes just a few hours after U.S. missiles took out radar sites that guided missile attacks on U.S. Navy ships in those same waters. Those missile sites are controlled by the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels. Now, of course, comes the question of what exactly happens on the high seas there once the Iranians show up, Greg.
Leland, the Iranians certainly have not been shy lately about harassing Navy warships. So what's the Pentagon saying about the rules of engagement?
Not much. They keep that very close to the vest. But as you point out, this is now the second major international shipping lane where the U.S. and Iranian navies have squared off. The first, obviously, being the Strait of Hormuz over in the Persian Gulf. For months, we have reported on the continued harassment of U.S. ships in that area by the Iranians and the continued concerns that the U.S. isn't responding harshly enough. The big question is, what are the rules of engagement when the Iranians show up?
Those who might threaten U.S. forces should recognize that we will not tolerate threats to our people. We will respond if our forces come under fire.
Although a lot of analysts have pointed out, Greg, that the U.S. Navy has held its fire against the Iranians on a number of occasions when the Iranians have been extremely threatening.
Yeah, the actions out in the field seem to belie what the spokesperson just said at the Pentagon. Wait and see what happens the next time. Leland Vittert, live at the White House. Leland, thanks.